listening to the High Noon Podcast. Your host, Mason Smith.
All right, welcome to another episode of High Noon. Welcome. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. Nicholas is fired.
Oh, I thought he was going to say something way worse than that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, all right.
Gonna say
Phillip
it.
Garcia, new host, new co-host on the podcast, and first-time guest Heather Keith. Everybody,
It's me.
oh yeah, and roast battle champion.
That's what they say.
Pretty cool.
Thank you.
Pretty fucking cool.
Thank you so much.
Who did you? By the way, I wanted to ask you that. We'll just jump right into it.
Yeah.
Who did you beat in LA to win that?
In LA, I had
Isn't
to.
that where you won? Right?
Yeah. I had to do 4 battles, I think. So I had to roast a kid named Adam, a girl named Divya, and then a guy named John, and then a girl named Katie. And 2 of those battles were one night. So it was 3 nights, 4 battles.
And did you,
Yeah.
how much time did you get of notice of who you were going to roast before that? Like to get to write
Well, it was a tier list. So we knew like months in advance, but I wrote like day before.
Oh, so wait. So did you have to write jokes for people that you didn't even know that you would be battling?
Yeah, but I didn't do that. I wasn't going to.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't going to waste my time with that shit. Everybody else was like, yeah, I had pages on everybody. And I was like, no, that feels cocky.
Yeah.
It also seems like you could stew over it the wrong way.
Exactly.
Overcook yourself a little
That's
bit.
what I've always said about roasting is you got to wait till last minute, pump out a bunch of shit, and then you're going to hate yourself. And all day you're going to be like, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You're running about your
I
friend.
hate roasts.
Yeah.
I'm what am I? 3 and wait, hold on. I'm 2 and 2, I believe.
We roasted each
And
other.
yeah, my first roast was me and him, and I won that one. But that was a good roast though,
Okay.
but me and him like sat
It was
down
a
and
good
like,
roast.
and we then I was hosting an open mic.
Oh, those are
at the time.
those are so fun when you work on it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that we had a really good one.
We did.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
You
And
got
then
it.
of course you're gonna win if you just say F it. So
Yeah, exactly.
And I did.
For
We
5 rounds.
exchanged. Yeah, for 5 rounds. And they usually say comedy comes in 3s, but you wouldn't believe what it does after the 5th time.
And then he started going, one more joke.
No, please, God. I'm going to have to suck a penis out as this is done.
And
man.
then, but I'll tell you my worst roast. I found out at 2 p.m. The day of that I was roasting John Rice, and I bombed. I hated myself for about a week.
Yeah.
But then again, it's like I found out at 2 p.m. I had to work. I had to go to work.
Yeah.
And I'm not a jokey joke type writer anyways. Like I can't write a real joke to save my life.
Yeah.
Like if it's not a story, I'm fucked. And boy, it
That's
was
why
bad.
that's why you got to make up fake stories about people.
Yeah, like it was so bad.
Yeah.
So John Rice once raped a girl.
Yeah.
And then you go into a whole. Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is so bad, dude. So I got this in my head that it'd be funny because I love you, John. John has bad teeth.
Yeah.
So yeah, well I don't and cum, meth and cum.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot to teeth.
John's gay.
Yeah.
But pretty cool otherwise.
Because he does meth. That should be the new Dare program. Don't do meth, it's gay.
But so I thought it'd be funny, and I actually did this. I went and bought a toothbrush from that bodega by Vulcan
So you paid $9 for a toothbrush?
for a bit.
Yeah.
And dude, I did it because the joke bombed. I forget what I said something like John likes to eat a lot of acid. I should have said and ass. That's actually better. Well, maybe not. You guys didn't think it was funny.
Yeah.
And I go and I just imagine him staring at the mirror and seeing his teeth or something like that. It was just not funny.
Okay.
And it bombed, and I so poorly and sadly and defeated just pulled out a toothbrush.
You stuck to it?
Yeah, I did.
You could've-
I stuck to. I should have not even pulled it out.
You didn't have to.
No.
You could have just had yourself a new
Dude,
toothbrush.
and then this happened. So at the very end, I forgot my.
What
I
you
forgot-
should have done is you should have bought a toothbrush and toothpaste and floss.
Yeah.
and like little picks in just
Yeah.
every round.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that would have been funny.
Because if you're gonna do a bit like that, you gotta go overboard. You
Right.
gotta really commit to it.
Right. And well, so at the very end,
Wait,
after-
didn't you do that with horse stuff? On
Yeah,
a-
I did that with Maverick. Raw
Yeah.
carrots, sugar cubes.
Oh, really? See, yeah. What the fuck? I just.
I
suck.
retired after
So
that one
funny.
too. I was like, if this is how I have to win these, I can't do this
Yeah,
anymore.
dude, this is the
Like-
one that I
Funny.
ended on. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. And at the very end, I forget my joke, and so I reached in my pocket and I had it written down. I looked at it and I went to say it again and I fumbled it again, and I looked again. And on the third time of me going to say it, I fumbled it one more time.
Yeah.
And some guy in the middle of the room, just in the crowd, goes, "Oh, come on!" I was just like, "Oh my god! Is
Like-
this
So
over yet?"
funny.
Like you missed stage directions at a play.
Yeah, just come on,
Paid for this. That's crazy.
dude. I just was so sad. And I just couldn't wait to get off the stage. It was just brutal. Oh, and then
Oh,
Adam
man.
Lucky, we get done, and he goes, "Honestly, neither of you won. This was horrible." And I'm like,
Yeah.
You
To be honest, I've heard him say that like at least 3 times before.
not to you
I
though.
think, no, never to me.
Could never
Sorry,
be
I'm
me.
actually like really good at it. But
Motherfucker.
that's just his go-to line when two people
what's
suck.
Yeah.
What's your what's it called? The ratio? What's it? Your win versus win loses losses.
Win-loss ratio.
Yeah. What do you call it?
Win-
Ratio.
Ratio's the Mexican.
Your
that lives
winning.
next door.
Your win percentage.
ratio.
Ratio mows my lawn.
Is it Hernacio? You just been calling him Ratio. Here's that.
Hey, Ratio.
Ratio's that touch boy down at the school that plays with the radios, right?
Yeah.
Wants to play
Ratio.
football real bad. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ratio.
Dude, that movie sucked.
I cry to it at least once a month.
Oh.
Put on radio.
Radio.
Whoa.
So,
Whoa,
but
man.
anyways, what's your ratio?
My little Mexican boy is.
He
So
needs
I've
to
done.
get back over here. My yard's overgrown.
So I've done 32 battles
Wow.
and I've lost 8.
That's
Holy cow.
awesome. Man, you really are fucking good at that.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And you got a trophy for it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one
It's cool. I
every
have,
other
like,
week.
Huh?
That's like one. That's the equivalent of like one every other week for the last year and a half, basically.
Yeah.
That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a lot of roasting.
Yeah,
That's
That's a lot.
You're a veteran.
Thank
So you like it though?
Yeah. And you know, it's the thing we were talking about earlier, me like writing last minute and being like, I fucking suck. I've cried 32 times. Like day, I'm just like, fucking idiot.
So
So that's why I think I'm retired now.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think I wanna
Yeah, you
do
did it.
anymore.
You won. You did
Yeah.
the thing.
Thank you.
Now you
Um,
get to judge like a boss forever.
Yeah.
With the
Hopefully.
sharpest tongue.
Judging is so much more fun.
Every time I
was-
look at it, I'm like, they're having so much fun up there,
Yeah,
drinking
yeah.
beers and being
Yeah.
mean. God.
I was talking to Adam Gilliland about this. He's like a Denver comic. He's hilarious. And he was like, the best part about judging is you get to do roasts as like a pair. Like
Mm.
jokes you could never make again because they're standing right next to each other.
Right.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's my.
I don't have a good example of it.
That's
but
my
you get what I
least
mean.
favorite thing about roast is
What?
that you stress out
Mhm.
and you write, 5 to 7 jokes that you're never going to use again.
Yeah.
Because so what I was going to ask you, have you ever gotten? I know it might be weird, but have you ever gotten a bit that you kept for your own act from a roast?
I don't think so.
No.
No. No.
Or a roast of yourself.
No. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the
really...
meanest things? What's the meanest thing anyone's ever said to you?
Oh my God, Mike Eaton.
Max Eden.
Mike Eaton said a joke that literally almost made me cry on stage.
Really? What was it?
He said, is that a fupa or is that a fanny pack full of stretch marks and pudding?
Oh my God, Mike.
I felt,
Oh my God, dude. That is
and I felt
fucking
so
brutal.
it is hilarious, but I felt so naked on stage. I was just like,
Oh man.
Oh,
no.
hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fucking mean. But Mike is always like really mean in roast battles.
Yeah.
It's like there's a layer that you're like, do you mean this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
He also he made some joke about like a bunch of men writing all my jokes for me. And I was like, I feel like that's an opinion you have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not a
I think
joke.
you mean that.
Yeah.
Hey, can you see whatever's stuck in my tooth right here?
It's ratios
anything.
come.
Okay. I can just
Yeah.
feel it then.
Am I
We'll
right,
move
guys?
on.
There's some healthy gums. I'm surprised.
I made a gay joke.
Oh, well, I
and no
brush
one
my
heard it.
teeth once a day.
That's good. Use a water pick.
I want one.
They're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Changed my life. A
I
bidet.
wa-
It's like a bidet for your mouth.
Dude, so
Yeah.
the other day, so I got a new podcast, Drooling Banjos, out every Wednesday with Maverick and Trey Pack,
Uh-huh.
and it's so much fun. We're trying to solve all the world's problems,
Yeah.
but we always just end up arguing,
That's
and
fun.
it's very fun. I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
we're having a good time.
Uh-huh.
And but the other day I told them, I was like, yeah, you ever just puke in the toilet and then rinse your mouth out with the bidet?
Oh God.
It's a twofer.
Oh my God. That's the most white trash. It's so funny because having a bidet is so classy.
Oh, I got a
Right.
6-minute
Use
bit about it.
And the trash is
I literally have a 6-minute bit about
Oh,
that fucking thing. Changed my life.
yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted one.
I have a bit
Yeah.
about gifting my mother one and how much of a mistake that was right now.
Why?
Just because it's like you get a review back from it.
Oh, she keeps you updated.
Yeah, and you're like, I
Yeah.
just enjoy that. Enjoy it. I don't
Yeah.
need to know about it.
Has she ever accidentally
you.
came?
See, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, it's like in my mind now that she has her asshole feel good like twice a day at least.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe she's passing that.
Well,
story
as
off.
someone who,
I hope that for your mom.
anyone that's ever listened to this podcast
never
knows
get
that
my
I've
mom.
got hemorrhoids, but I really like using it to. Sometimes I just sit on it and itch my hemorrhoids.
Okay.
You know, sometimes I'll wake
Yeah.
up in the middle of the night and feel like a little saucy down there, like I sweat a little bit
Oh,
in
I
the
do.
middle of the night,
Yeah,
and I'll just go give myself a quick water
Yeah.
floss
yeah.
and
It's
get back in
great.
bed. Yeah,
It's water pick for your asshole.
exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty
That
cool.
sounds so
Do you have
nice.
one?
Especially if you have hemorrhoids, you feel it
You-
working in and out of them.
They're pretty cheap now.
I want
36
one.
bucks.
Really?
Yeah, they're yeah,
Oh, okay.
and you can just use a promo code from like Tuesdays with Stories and get 20%.
Not this podcast.
Well, one day, Tushy, my Tushy, please.
High noon tushy.
Yeah.
All cap high noon on
Hell
tushy.
yeah. Yeah, look at that. Tushy, that's a
Whoa.
3.0.
That's the tushy one.
Now,
they
that
have
one's
off-brand
Does this
ones.
one have
$4.
does this one have the temperature where you can change the temperature?
No,
I
it's
don't.
nice.
Okay.
You know what? I don't fuck with that. I don't like a.
Well, I like the cold.
Yeah.
$312.
Yeah, that one has the temperature. I bet.
Yeah, that's got a lot of knobs.
That's what my mom called me the other day. She said, call me back. I have some questions about the bidet. I go, it has one button on it. What could you possibly have to ask
on or
me?
off?
Yeah.
It's spray or not spray.
Wow, they came in colors now.
That rules.
So mine's
I'd get a-
mine has a throttle on it. It's like this, like you're riding a dirt bike.
Yeah.
And it goes. It's got one stream or two streams.
and it's got the handle.
Oh, dude, for real. I mean,
Yeah, let's say he used to be a welder. You should get that
I've
done.
welded for 11 years, and literally it fucking.
You know
it's
what?
great.
That would be dope. A motorcycle shaped toilet.
That would be
fuck
cool.
with that.
Can you look that up? Look up and see if there's a motorcycle.
What is that?
Motorcycle toilet.
Oh, is that a handheld bidet?
Put it in your purse.
Oh,
Take it
that's like a
around.
douche thing.
Oh yeah.
It's a man
Is
hand.
Bill?
Speaking
doing in
of
there?
douche.
Is he on the bed? Hey, what's Bill doing in there? Bill,
Beaten off. It's a
come here,
dog.
Bubba.
Hoofing one out.
Why are you being a stranger? Come on.
Oh, it's a dog. I thought you were talking to your roommate.
No.
Oh,
Hi,
Bill
dog.
Hicks.
good.
Hi, little puppy.
Oh my goodness.
That's Bill Hicks.
I almost brought my dog, but I remember you had him. I didn't know if it was okay or not.
Is it a puppy?
He's like 9
Oh,
months
check it
old.
out.
Whoa, bidet-a-thon.
Nice.
Dude, shitting on the
Hey,
move.
buddy.
Shit and
Look
go.
at you.
Oh, he's hot.
It's crazy, bro. Bill's gotten older since you first got him.
Yeah, well, he's I guess now he'd probably be like 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess he'd be like 4 now.
I just forget we've
Hi,
almost been
Bubba.
here for
Look at
half
you
of a
drinking
decade.
water,
You know, it's
He
kind of
drooled on
crazy.
me.
Hey, stay over here.
Heather, dog beater Keith.
Oh, do you have a dog, Heather?
No.
Now that's what I'm talking
I'm a cat
about.
person.
Look at that.
That rules.
But see, you know what I would rather?
I hate
would
that this
rather-
already exists.
I would rather.
I kind of knew it would.
Oh, for sure. It's something Kid Rock would have.
Somewhere in here I knew.
That's like a yeah. So here's my thing though. Do you sit on it like a real? Do you shit like as if you're riding it? Oh, that one's cool.
No,
dude.
that one's not
Hey,
cool.
I gotta tell you,
I want to ride a motorcycle.
if
I
I'm
want
ever
that.
if I'm ever rich, I'm buying everyone in this
Are these
room a
all
motorcycle
AI?
toilet.
These are AI as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
These have got to be AI,
Yeah,
right?
there's no way.
There's no way they made more than
Either
one.
that or it's a rich redneck. Hey, can you do me a favor? Will you look up type in Kid Rock's golden bathroom?
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm dead serious.
Why do you know about? I'm not. I know you know about Kid Rock's bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, he talked about it when he did Rogan. So he lives in a miniature White House. You know that?
That's so bad.
It's only got 2
kinda.
bedrooms.
Why?
Yeah, and then look at that. He's got a golden urinal, dude. And now can you? Yeah. Hell, look at that. That's living. LIVIN.
I'm just LIVIN.
Now put in Kid Rock's house.
I don't know why this shit pisses me off so bad because rich people do the dumbest shit, and I've had a lump on my leg for like 6 years that I can't afford to get checked out.
I got one right here.
Look.
Right there.
It's like
Hey, one day,
his house
One
is
of
like
these
the White
days.
House. Oh, I don't know why it's not.
if we ever get to a
fucking
purely
idiot.
fuck it point, and you just really don't even care anymore what happens with or without it, we got
there it is,
steak
right there.
knives.
Look at that, Heather. What do you think the lump is?
I don't know, probably like a clump of veins.
Like a calcium
Oh,
buildup in
okay.
the best case.
Look at that.
I have
Check
one
that
too.
out.
Yeah.
I got a calcium buildup right there.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a lump in my elbow too. That's like really
I can't
hard.
feel
Yeah,
my
I'll be
hip.
fine.
No, we're all gonna die at like
the end of
52.
That I have a lump on my leg. My eye's been leaking for months.
Oh,
just
Bill has a
randomly.
leaky eye.
Me and Bill.
Oh, leaky eye.
My gums are receding.
I lost
I got
my
a lot going on.
I lost the feeling in my hip after back surgery.
Really?
So, like, I can't feel my skin from about here to up here to my fat roll.
Yeah, but look who could afford surgery.
Oh, I got it when I was 19 and I was still on insurance.
My parents.
He's trying to make it a hernia live. So let me push your colon back in for you real quick.
My dad kicked me off his insurance the second I
26.
turned 18.
Oh,
wow.
what a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I
'Cause you're
know.
allowed to be on it till you're 26.
Yeah, I know. And
Oh.
I found out after a trip to the emergency room.
Oh, you didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
How mean is that? He's
Medical
he
debt's
took you
not
off,
real.
and then
Yeah.
you found out because you needed something.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Here's your bill for $89,000."
And then I called all my siblings and I was like, "Can you believe Dad did this to me?" And they were like, "Yeah, we all went through the same thing you're going through. We all
Wow.
went to the emergency room and found out."
Wow.
Yeah.
You should for sure tell someone they're uninsured if they're
Yeah.
you know and they don't.
So me and all my siblings just got to like start adulthood in debt.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? So my ex-wife is a nurse practitioner, and she said that you legally don't have to pay hospital bills.
Yeah,
and it doesn't
I've heard
affect
that.
your credit.
Tell
Yeah.
so many comics is all the time because I see so many comics like put off healthcare, like emergency healthcare, and I'm like, no, it's medical debt is not real. It's the John Q law. It's like you're not allowed.
Like the Denzel Washington movie?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to buy a house, it might be able to come back and fuck you. But even then, when you're like talking to a broker for a house, that debt does not weigh as like student loan debt or anything. It's like it's minimal.
Yeah.
It's already kind of accounted for. Like,
yeah. So
Okay.
last 2 Christmases ago here, I had this crazy large lump on in my elbow, like a golf ball sized knot.
Really?
that's
It
crazy.
was huge. You were, I think, at the Christmas party when everyone was like, "You need to go to the hospital." Weren't you there for the Vulcan Christmas party 2 years ago?
Yeah.
At that bar that just you were there.
The
Before
when,
it-
I
yeah,
got
and
the
then we went
handle
to
of
Red
Fireball.
Rose after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Red Rose, but I was there.
Well, so me and Dulce like hopped on the bus so quick because we didn't want to have to drive. So we were like, let's get on the bus real quick. Hold on, come on.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, I had this huge fucking golf ball sized knot. I thought it was a spider bite. I was convinced it was a spider bite, and it turns out it was just staph. So I went to the emergency room the next day. Yeah, and
Just staph.
yeah, and
What
they
is
treated me and all that bullshit. But I just didn't tell. I told them I was homeless.
Wow.
So I didn't give them an address or nothing, and I never
Nice.
got a bill for it. Nothing.
Nice.
I always just put down the wrong social security number.
Oh really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's a good
that
move.
is-
So
you
just
never
one
have to
number
give
off.
that. That's you're giving that information up willingly,
Yeah. So
You don't
just
have to
give it.
one number off.
and they have a Hippocratic oath to treat people who need it. So that it's like you're like, well, aren't we kind of in a weird situation here, like
Right.
pointing
That
guns at each other?
rules.
You're
Yeah,
like,
because the Mexican
Spider-Man
standoff.
meme, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, you don't know who I am, and you have to help a stranger.
That's so smart.
Yeah,
But so
but if you get
if
cancer,
you're
you're
a broke
fucked. They'll let you
comic
die
with no
slow.
insurance.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, if you walk in with like
right,
colon
right.
cancer, like I have colon cancer, they'll be like, prove it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's not an emergency for us to give you an MRI.
But if you break a
Right.
finger,
Right, they'll splint it for
they'll
you
figure it out.
Yeah.
and give you tramadol.
What about dentists? Dentists, same thing.
No dentist.
no, you gotta
Really?
pay.
Oh really?
Yeah, you got that-
Fuck.
You gotta put
yeah.
the credit card
Those
down
fuckers.
before they see you.
Because they're,
Yeah.
by the way, can you look this up? If this is this real? I've
Because
always
my
heard.
gums are receding. Look at that.
I've always heard that.
Oh, no.
fuck.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow, can
no.
I see it again?
Yeah.
Do you Zen or anything?
Oh man,
Wow.
why is that happening?
I think because I drink a lot of soda and stuff. Do you want to see it?
What? So you don't? So like soda, like
Yeah.
like what's your go-to soda?
I love Dr. Pepper.
Are you serious?
Love Dr. Pepper.
Oh my god, I haven't.
But I think it's a combination of that and brushing my teeth too hard
okay.
because I get
Absolutely.
like really bad plaque buildup right there. And like I really have tried getting rid of it, so I really brush, and I think it's just
You don't smoke.
you
rid of
should
my
water
gums.
pick probably.
I vape, I
Okay.
smoke.
I
I
just
smoke
wanted to see
occasionally.
if
Yeah.
is
You
it
guys
if
have
it's
a vape
true
on you?
if dentists
No,
kill
it's
themselves a lot.
Dead in the car, I think.
Oh,
I would love to just be sitting here ripping a vape.
yeah.
That's how you know they're the worst thing for you. God, I'd love to. Just,
Wait.
All right, the national average for men and women reported as 0.42%. Male dentists hold the highest suicide rate at 8%.
how do we get here?
Well, 'cause
What's going on?
I had heard that I had heard from I think it was the whole 9 yards. They were talking
Yeah.
about how dentists kill themselves.
Kill themselves.
Am I saying is that
It's
wrong?
so politically correct of you.
They sell.
They
They
be
be killing
killing
they sell.
Them dentists.
Y'all created pronouns.
But yeah, have you Heather? Have you ever been arrested or been to jail or anything?
No, I'm pretty much a rule follower.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You seem like a rule follower.
Yeah, that's so funny. Some people are surprised by.
I'm not surprised. No, well, because
Okay,
most
cool.
girls don't get arrested unless it's like for drinking,
Right.
Or
You
they
I know
kill
I've
some,
never
like,
been in the back of
killing
a
their
cop
mom
car.
or something.
No, I got
Whoa.
caught with like a. Yeah, bitches be doing that. Bitches be killing their moms.
Happens.
One time I got pulled over in Oklahoma with a shit ton of weed though.
Were you trafficking?
No, I was just going to Oklahoma with a bunch of weed.
Oh.
For myself.
Oh, okay. Did you
And-
live in Oklahoma?
I grew up in Oklahoma.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then when I was a teenager, I lived in Colorado. But that was I lived in Colorado like the year they legalized weed.
Okay.
Like
so
recreationally.
OG Colorado.
Yeah. So, but weed in Oklahoma was still very much illegal.
Oh, of course.
So we got pulled over. They found like a pinch hitter in the car. they pulled me out of the car and they were like, "Do you have anything in the car?" And I was like, "No." They were like, "Your brother told us you have a lot of weed in the car." And I was like,
Your brother snitched?
I was like, "I'm a Catholic school girl. I'm a good girl. No, dude. I'm from Oklahoma, sir. I'm born and raised here." And he was like, "I believe you're a good kid." And then he found a pinch hitter. He did not find any of our other weed. My brother had like 7 grams on him, and I had 5 grams on me.
Okay.
And he didn't find
that's what
any
you're
of that.
calling a bunch of weed?
But I thought you were there like ounces
Yeah,
or
well,
something.
yeah.
When you're in high school,
When you're in high school, that is a lot.
That's
of
a
weed,
lot of
though.
weed.
That's like a month and a half's worth
Yeah,
of weed.
and when you're in Oklahoma, where it's illegal,
I hear you.
that's a lot of weed.
What part of Oklahoma?
Or he might have. Wait, that's half an ounce, right? 7.
Well, 7 and 5. What's
Yeah.
that equal? 7, 8, 9.
13. That's almost half an ounce. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Oklahoma at the time, like you're saying, I'm pretty sure they had
An
like
ounce.
life sentences for marijuana at that
Yeah,
time.
fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you had like an edible, they weigh the edible as.
Oh, I remember
weed.
that.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah.
have like a pound
Yeah.
on you for a brownie.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
But what was I gonna say? But then I remember I put the weed in my backpack. I put all my clothes in my backpack and I shoved the weed down the side. And I saw him going through the car and he goes down the front of my backpack and the back of my backpack and then throws the backpack back in the car.
And you were like, nice.
He threw you
Yeah.
a bone.
Maybe.
Cops
yeah.
look through shit so like meticulously.
Yeah.
There's no way he
But
wasn't
then-
like.
But all they found was a pinch hitter and a grinder full of like dust.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, we're not going to take you to jail for this."
Right.
And I was like, "You're going to take
even
me
that,
to jail for
even
that?"
that was
Yeah.
a break, really.
Yeah. He was like, "I'm going to throw this in a ditch somewhere." And I was like, "Why are you doing that?"
No, he's like, I'm gonna put it in
Give
a
it
ditch,
back.
and he puts it in his pocket.
Right.
Yeah.
My buddy
it's-
Steve loves this shit.
But yeah, I think that's the closest I've been to getting arrested. Yeah.
So you were, you know how you were talking about the cops, how they search the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So one time we were in my truck. This was back home in Arkansas, and I was like 18, 19, and it was a snow. I remember. I'll never forget this. There was a snowstorm, which is like kind of rare for my hometown, and we get pulled over. And I was in the process of rolling a blunt while we were getting like while we were driving. I was rolling a blunt,
Yeah.
and we see the blue lights, and I was wearing like muck boots. They were called, was the brand,
Yeah.
but they're just like rubber boots, you know.
Waiters almost.
Yeah, but they only went up to here, and I just took the blunt and the weed and I shoved it in my boot. I just was like, fuck it, you know. And then I had this cup holder. I had a Silverado like that one, but an older one. And the cup holder would remove. You could pull the cup holder out and hide, and that was my hidey hole.
Nice.
And I would hide anything I had. I once drove a Kia Molly from Colorado back to Arkansas, and we just put it in there.
Wow.
What's the statute of limitations on this?
Oh, this was 13 years ago. 13, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And so we get pulled over. I shove the blunt and the weed down in there. And the guy goes, "It smells like weed in here. Y'all need to step out." So it's me, my buddy's driving, and then I have 2 friends in the back seat. They get out, and the cop just starts searching the truck, ripping it apart in the middle of a snowstorm.
That's
And
crazy.
dude, we were standing there for probably a half hour, and the other cop goes, "Hey man, can we just let him go?"
It's cold.
And yeah, he's like, "What are we doing?" And I looked at that cop and I went, "There's nothing in there, dude." Like, and the guy comes back and he's so mad, and he goes, "I know there's weed in that truck. I just can't find it. Get the fuck out of here." And he gave me a ticket for no seatbelt.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I think I got my DWI like the next week.
Same cop.
One of 3.
That's so funny.
Jeez.
Man, I had quite the run. I think I got arrested from 18 to 20. I got arrested and went to jail probably like 11 or 12 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been in one time for under 2 hours between getting
For what?
arrested and then getting let out in the public, drinking and driving, and in Wisconsin.
Wow.
Oh, is there a funny story, or that's just about it?
No, I was with 2 comics. I was
when
up
was
there.
this?
It was in Wisconsin with Tony and
that was
John.
recently. I
Yeah,
remember
it
that.
was like
Yeah.
a year and a half.
You just
Yeah.
got a DWI?
No, this is about a year and a half ago. It was like last February.
Do you have your license back yet?
So that's the thing about like Wisconsin. It's like a freak state to get it's like the best state other than South Dakota where you can get a DWI or OWI. That's what they call it up there. An OWI.
Operating.
You were operating while intoxicated out there, big fella.
You can't be doing that there.
Yeah, they kept saying OWI. I was like, I didn't know what I was getting arrested for until I looked at paperwork finally.
Because people are getting fucked up and riding tractors.
Right? That's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh, they're out here getting hammered and moving cows when they're not supposed to be. Like, it's weird that the bars in Wisconsin, since it snows so much and all there is to do is go to bars, the bar associations protect drinking and driving tenfold. So you can have 8 OWIs before it's federal.
8, you said?
8.
That's
so
crazy.
Your first OWI is a $900 ticket.
Die.
I know, right? It's got to be. Yeah. I wonder what the OWI rate in Wisconsin. It's got to be stupid. But your first one is you don't have to appear in court, and it's a non-criminal offense. It's a civil offense. So I got like lucky as hell.
That's
There's no
America.
bail, and then all I had to have was a responsible party. The assistant manager from the club. Shout out to Comedy Cabin in Wisconsin, Janesville.
Nice.
They came and they signed me out of jail at like 3 a.m. I was in custody for an hour and 48 minutes. Even my attorney was like, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've never seen anybody get in and out of jail in an hour and 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
Were you on the way to a gig or on your way back from a gig?
We were on our way back from drinking with the folks at the bar after the gig.
We were just up there doing our comedy,
Yeah.
you know?
Speed trap. And then the guy goes, you can tell everybody that you got your first OWI from Officer Beer. And I looked at him, I go, your name should have been Jameson, dude. When they drew my blood at the hospital, I said, I couldn't stop making jokes. It's like our defense mechanism, you know? I'm just like nonstop kidding with these guys. The younger ones loving it.
They liked you, I bet. I bet they liked you.
Beer hated my ass.
Oh.
He wanted to throw my ass in Madison County for until Monday to see a judge because I wouldn't shut the fuck up. And then when they drew my blood, I looked at him, I go, this is the most healthcare I've had in months.
Yep.
And they were like, they did not like that at all.
Dude, by the way, why? So they didn't breathalyze you?
They did.
So why'd they take your blood?
Because in Wisconsin, a breathalyzer doesn't hold up in court because of those bar associations. So they had to.
Right.
Why didn't you refuse it?
I refused the blood, and that's actually what ended up saving me in the situation because we took the they dropped the refusal for me to take the OWI, and the first OWI isn't a criminal offense. It's a light charge, no appearance necessary. Okay. So if I took the refusal, I'd have an interlock in my truck right now because a private company would have figured out about it.
Yeah.
And they would have reported it to Texas.
I know about the breathalyzers.
Oh, yeah. They love to make their money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they'll find a way.
And by the way, when you have a breathalyzer, once a month, you have to go to a guy that's in like a Target parking lot and he has to configure it. Calibrate it.
Uh-huh.
And you have to give him $68. The one I had was $68 every time you saw him. And you have to be there when he's there. Like, that's it. If you miss it, it will lock and you can't start your truck at all. And then you have to pay extra for him to come to your house and do it. Had it happen a couple times.
On top of the monthly fee
On
to
top of the
have
monthly
the
fee.
thing in the truck and putting it in and taking it out. It was like an extra couple
They charge
K.
you for that. Installation and de-installation.
So Wisconsin doesn't report to the interstate compact. And the way my attorney put it, he's like, if you take that refusal charge, the private interest company will tell Texas because they have every reason to, because they'll make $10,000 from telling Texas.
Yeah.
He said, then you'll have SR22. He's like, then you'll lose your license. He's like, and you'll have interlock.
So wait,
like,
so hold on.
that.
So you didn't lose your license?
I didn't lose anything. I just, next time I go to
You just had to
Wisconsin,
pay
I will hand over the will. That's it.
What, are you wanted in Wisconsin?
No,
I'm wanted in Alabama.
I paid $2,400 for the attorney,
Why?
and the ticket was $915.
And you just paid it, and it's done.
I'm on a payment plan because I'm my reported income is so low. I pay like
'cause you're
$12 a
poor.
month for like 2 years, and I'm done.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a warrant in Birmingham, Alabama.
For what?
I got arrested on acid, and they gave me a public intox ticket but I wasn't even drunk or nothing. I was just on acid.
How'd they prove
And I
that?
thought I was Jesus.
Oh, you.
Well, oh yeah.
And I told them.
You were on
I was
acid.
like, I got to tell these guys, they're gonna love this.
You were.
I went up to
a
them.
cop would love that.
Yeah.
If you were Jesus, actually.
Guys, you
Dude,
ain't gonna
so-
believe it.
No fucking
So
way.
I-
No fucking way.
So I go to. I've done it. I did it. I have the whole story. I've done it on stage, but what really happened was I was so fucked up and I legitimately thought I was Jesus. I walked up to a black guy and tried to hug him. He was an Uber driver, and he punched me in the face.
Wow.
So I went. So
you're gonna punch Jesus?
yeah, like, is this where you want to be when Jesus comes back? Punch Jesus in the face, you fucking asshole. And so I threw my phone in a bush. I threw my
Was it
ex-wife's
burning?
phone.
Yeah, Jesus don't need to make
Jesus
no
don't. That was
calls.
my thought. I was like, and then I looked at my wallet and I went, Jesus doesn't need an ID.
Yeah.
Threw that, which luckily I did because it had a strip of acid in it.
You had an ego death.
Right.
Oh,
Like
dude,
a
buddy,
physical ego death.
buddy,
You threw your ID away.
Buddy, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
And so I'm just walking around, no phones, and I threw my wife's phone in a bush too.
Why'd you have your wife's phone?
Because you know how girls wear stuff that don't have pockets.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah.
So then I hold to her stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't do that.
I just like.
Maybe
how
you're
you
more
said-
independent.
You know, I got a backpack.
Yeah, yeah. And no, for
Like
real
a
though.
real
So
woman.
I threw my phones. But anyways, so
My phones.
all right. So anyways, I get a ticket, right?
Uh-huh.
The next day, Carrie finally figures out that I'm in jail and pays my not mortgage, bail.
So y'all were out
And
and about when this happened?
We were at
'Cause you had a
sorry,
phone
I forgot
on
to
you.
say it. We were at a Bass Nectar concert for New Year's Eve.
That checks out.
Okay.
Yeah, at the arena.
Uh-huh.
And so I get arrested, go to jail. I'm in there. I'm so fucked up. I thought the whole thing was a joke. I thought it was all fake. That my
That's
friends.
So funny.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah, because I thought I could hear people laughing. And
Yeah,
at
there
one
were people laughing
and
for
at one
sure.
Point, at one point, the cops brought me in the interrogation room,
Uh-huh.
and we're lit. It was almost like, if I remember it correctly, it was like he was like, "Hey,
Fucking
check
with
this guy.
you.
Look at
Yeah.
look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at this guy." And I was literally like trying to do magic. I was like, I can make a fire. Like,
You gotta get in here and look at this guy.
yeah.
You just got him from the Bass Nectar concert down the
and
street.
I got fucking Bass Nectar on my arm. So like,
Oh, man.
dude, yeah. So I'm in there, and they're like definitely making fun of me and laughing at me. And
Poor Mason.
I had like 4 hydrocodones in my pocket, but they didn't find them. So
Nice.
and then so I didn't have my wallet
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
because Jesus doesn't need an ID.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
And so they're asking me for my name.
Uh-huh.
And I had a voice in my head going, "You don't have to answer these questions." So like I looked at the guy and I went, "I don't have to answer questions." And he went, "All right." And they just booked me as a John Doe. So all night my wife's trying to find me.
Yeah.
But because I didn't give them my name, they didn't know who I was.
So funny.
How much
So-
acid did you take, Mason?
Well, it was really strong.
Like 4 tabs? What's happening?
It was like 1 or 2.
It's like
but it's
micro-
very strong.
it's white on
This is
white?
LSD right there.
Yeah.
I'm like the guy. And so
The Jesus guy.
yeah, I'm Jesus.
You're Christ.
And so I'm in the my cell or whatever. I just got naked and I just peed on the floor. And then and then
You're giving these cops every day. Go look at him now.
and
Did you
yeah, look
Did
what
you
he-
get fully naked?
Oh yeah,
The
naked.
shirt and everything.
Mason's butt.
Just
little
yeah,
tiny booty.
just dude, I was completely naked. And then I'm banging on the door and I'm going, "Let me out of here!" And they come over and I go, "I need to go to the hospital." And they were like, "It's too late for that." And I was like, "Fuck!" And then at one point, I thought that the door was gonna open and I was gonna be on SNL. I thought
Yeah.
here's your host, Mason Smith.
His butt
Yeah.
naked.
Yeah.
Man, Lauren, you played a great cop.
I knew that was Will Ferrell. Dude, it was
Foo
nuts.
Fighters in the cell
Where's
next
Bobby
to you.
Moynihan?
Dude,
I
it
want to
was
see him.
nuts. And then someone like in a cell near me just kept shouting the N-word too.
Yeah.
I'm
Checks
pretty
out.
sure he was white.
By the way, by the anger behind it.
With the hard R, I think. And but no, it was nuts.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, that's one of my worst experiences of my life.
Have you brought that to
Oh.
stage yet?
It sounds like a great time.
I did, but I got to kind of figure it out how to tell it. But so
It sounds like no one had a bad time.
So I get out though, and so I got charged with public intox.
Yeah.
We leave. We don't have phones, so we had to print out directions of how to get home, like old school, like MapQuest. In the hotel lobby, we had to use their computer and print out directions. So we get back to my house, and we realized that my house got robbed while we were gone. And they took my I had 1 pound left of weed, and they stole that. They stole all my paraphernalia and anything drug related. They even took a bowl of weed butter that we had in the fridge.
Wow.
Do you think they
Yeah,
saw
but you know
you
what?
out and about fucked up, or even maybe drugged you?
I know who did it. It was a friend.
Oh wow.
But you know
And
what?
it was a very sad moment of my life.
You know what? Jesus doesn't need weed butter.
Jesus doesn't need weed
Or
butter.
a TV.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I heard Jesus can turn 4 hydrocodones into a pound of weed.
But that got stolen, so that didn't matter. And so then that was when we moved back to my wife and I moved back to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And then while we were in Boston, my court date came about in Birmingham, and I
Yeah.
called them and I go, "Hey, I'm not gonna make it. Can I just pay the fine?" And they were like, "No, you're gonna get a warrant if you don't come down here for court." And I'm like, "It's gonna cost me more to come there than the ticket." And she was like, "Well, you have to write a letter to the judge." And so I paid a friend $50 that's smarter than me to write a nice letter, and it didn't work. And she was like, "No, you got to come." And then I said, "Well, I'm not coming." So now I think I'm wanted in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. You don't need to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless I'm doing Zanies or whatever that one is there.
So that's how I feel about Janesville. I was like, maybe I just don't have to go back to Janesville, Wisconsin ever again. And you think like, well, there's like still Bali and places I could be. Like, I don't think I need Janesville.
Wait, are you wanted? Are you wanted?
Well, it's like I choose not to check in on it. It's on auto withdrawal. I was supposed to do a course. I talked to another attorney down here. He's like, "Fuck that course." He's like, "You don't have to do a course." He's like, "You're not living there." He's like, "If you were trying to get your Texas state ID back, go and do everything you have to do." You know. He's like, "But they're not gonna. They can't tell anybody."
Well, so do you have a physical ID now?
Yeah.
For Texas?
My Texas ID never.
Oh, you're from here.
Yeah, I'm from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're from Dallas, right?
Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hearst.
Cool.
You guys have such cool stories. I don't have any good stories. I don't have any good
That's because
stories.
you're a good person.
Well, it's also because I'm a girl. Girls get away with shit so easily.
What's one
I
of
have
the-
a joke about that. How like anytime I've had drugs on me, I've been drunk driving, I've been pulled over, and I just go, "Hi,
That's what I do.
Yeah.
oh my god, how's your day going?"
You're like, I didn't know
And
I
I go,
could
"Get
do
out
that."
of here." Yeah. Oh my goodness.
what would you think is probably the craziest thing that you've ever gotten away with that you shouldn't have?
Oh, there was one time in New Hampshire, I left an open mic, and I was drunk, high, and I had a giant knife and an open container in my car.
Hell yeah. Was that Manchester? Were you in Manchester? Really? Were you at the Ha Ha?
No, I was in the Laugh Attic.
That's what I meant. That's
Oh,
what I meant.
yeah.
Was it that Ben guy?
Yeah, Ben Davis.
Dude, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
That dude's a fucking tool.
Where is this at?
And I don't mind.
It's
We
in
don't
New
have to bleep
Hampshire.
that. Fuck that dude. He fucking sucks. But sorry,
Yeah.
go. But yeah,
Yeah, Ben Davis has a kid now
fuck you and your kid.
Whoa.
with you know who, right?
Mm,
Did you ever meet Lizzo?
Lizzo?
Lizzo. She was like the crazy drunk girl who would
I
show
mean,
up to
Plays the flute.
Laugh Attic and she'd
Okay.
be like,
so
Yeah.
I only went there.
that's,
during,
that's a good impression.
I only went. I only went there during the pandemic because that was one of the only open mics that we could go to.
Because
Because New Hampshire and
you went
and Rhode Island
after the pandemic.
during that
During.
was, yeah.
Okay, I
'Cause
was
they opened
pre.
up before Boston.
Right.
Where are you from?
I'm from That sounded so accusatory.
What? No.
Where are you from?
Well, because I'm like, are you a Boston person?
No, I'm from Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right.
I spent my teen years in Colorado, and then when I was 20, I moved to New Hampshire.
Why?
I was in like an abusive relationship, and I was like, peace.
And
out."
so you go, I'm gonna move to Manchester.
Well, I moved to Claremont.
Okay.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
But you were already. Did you start comedy in Oklahoma?
No.
Where'd you start?
I started in New Hampshire.
Oh.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
And how long ago was that?
That was like 5 years ago now. It was like 2019, 2018.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I started in November of 2018. When did you start?
December of 2018.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So
Started
we're all
same year.
about
I think
5
mine
6
was
years.
February 2019.
Actually, December 2017. That was like the last Tuesday of that year. That's why I remember, because the only mic in the town where I started was the last Tuesday of every month.
Yeah.
So I have to like go back every single time and like find that day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but
Small
yeah.
town.
So I got pulled over, drunk, high, open container, large knife, because I would always walk to my car with a big knife.
Right. And New Hampshire is the most southern state in New England.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and I ran a
Sketchy?
stop. Huh?
Sketchy area or just
No,
general
it's
precaution?
Yeah.
It's just very red.
Yeah,
It's
redneck.
legitimately, it's like you're in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
except for they
Okay.
talk
Yeah,
different.
but pretty.
Yeah, but pretty. Yeah.
Not flat.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. But the cop pulled me over, and he was like, and I was like, hi. And he's like, do you know why I'm pulling you over? I was like, it's because I ran the stop sign, huh? And he was like, yeah. And he goes, why do you have Colorado plates? I was like,
My boyfriend beats me. I just moved here.
Start throwing it out
I
there.
just started comedy and my boyfriend beats me.
do you want to hear a joke?
Yeah, let me tell you a joke. I can roast you.
How funny would it be to hit the cop back? You know, like it would be like a banker asks you, like, "Oh, tell me a joke." It's like, "Okay, well then pull me out some money." Like a cop. It's like, "Why don't you tell me some jokes?" Then it's like, "Oh, why don't you arrest somebody?" You're like, "Oh shit, you got me."
Wait.
Give me 5 seconds to start running before you go.
But yeah, then he was like, why do you still have Colorado plates? And I was like, ooh, I got to get them changed. And he had a good laugh with me. He was like, yeah, you got to get those changed. And he was like, I'm letting you off with a warning. And I was like, that's crazy. Because I was speeding. I remember just driving. I'm like,
Yeah, picking at your teeth with your knife. Just like,
Yeah. Fucker. Fucking sim.
did he see the knife or no?
I don't know how he didn't.
You're supposed to tell him you have the knife.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go, there's a knife in the car.
Because it
It's
was
right there.
open. It was a big switchblade, and it was open on my driver's seat.
Say, Heather pulls it out and goes, "That's a knife."
By the way.
Oh man.
Oh, Bill.
I was like, someone tooted, dude. Someone tooted Mason. I think it's Mason.
No, I always claim my own fart.
Ever since COVID, I can't smell farts.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky
Boy,
you.
yeah. I was
I
about to
know,
say.
right?
But also, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I love
That
my
is
own
lucky
stink.
for you.
Yeah.
I love
You
my
don't
own
smell
fart.
that?
No.
Oh, it's bad.
Dude, I'll wake Allie up like 2-3 times a night with a good fart.
Oh, I love it. There's
I'll
nothing
do one of
better.
these real quick, and she'll just go,
Oh yeah.
oh!
Give it the waft.
She doesn't
Give it the
fully
waft.
wake up. She just
Yeah.
gasps.
Yeah.
That's
Oh!
that's why I've said me and Patrick is the only reason we're surviving as a couple is
Yeah.
because I can't smell farts.
Oh yeah. I didn't. Oh, you're still dating Patrick?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all live together?
No.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, living together is what ruined us the first time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, that's cool. I love Patrick. Patrick's
Yeah.
a Boston guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we met in Manchester.
Now that's all clicking. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's me.
Now we're getting down
It's
there.
me, Patrick, and Zach Silverman, and
Oh.
Jamie Lee Simmons, who just
Yeah,
moved here.
she's here.
Yeah,
I was talking to her. I was
Oh,
at.
was she already doing the pod at that time? Or?
No. So during the pandemic,
No.
Jamie Lee went to Miami,
Yeah.
and that's
Right.
where she started her podcast. Two
I
Girls,
only
One
know
Pod.
of her and Emily because of their podcast and like
Yeah.
trying to get them to work over at Vulcan.
Yeah.
But that's my first
Work
I ever
at
heard of
Vulcan.
them. I keep hearing though these stories. I'm like, oh, they've been doing comedy for a while.
Yeah,
with
I
people.
think.
Yeah, Jamie
well,
and I used to
not
do open
Emily. I don't
mics.
think
Not
because
Emily?
I've
Okay.
never met her until she moved
Gotcha.
here. But yeah, Jamie started with us, and then she quit, I think, and then was
She-
just focusing on
Yeah.
the podcast and OnlyFans.
So
and then-
during the pandemic, right before she moved, she would go to the open mics that we were doing privately that were invite only, and she would come.
Mhm.
Like we would
Yeah.
do open mics in secret.
yeah, me and
in
Patrick.
houses.
Me and Patrick both separately, which is so funny. We both separately, drunkenly convinced her to keep doing comedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because she was in a bathroom being like, God, they've got me going up at like 1 a.m. And I was like, you gotta keep going. I was just wasted. I was like, you gotta keep grinding, kid.
So, do you not drink anymore?
Huh?
Do you still drink?
I gave up literally a week ago.
Why?
Yeah. A lot of I had one like fucked up night that I'm not very proud of. Mostly because I started carrying this tape recorder on me.
Alan, if you want to come in here, man, you're good.
Did you black out, record something, and listen
I
back
got
to the
blacked
day?
out and recorded a lot of things on my tape recorder. And the next morning I listened back to it and I was like,
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more. Say it again. One more
I've
time.
been carrying this tape recorder on me for bits.
Is that like that's a digital though, right? That's not like an actual, there's no cassette in there, right?
No, yeah, you just
Okay.
put it on it. Yeah.
And you drunkenly said a bunch of just stuff?
Yeah, I drunkenly said a lot of
Did
stuff.
you say the N-word?
No, Jack Timmons did.
All right, well, go ahead.
I deleted it.
Mr. Sexy Tool shit on it.
Yeah.
I deleted it, so there's no proof. But
That's so funny. So you're using that to memo, or you're using that to record sets, or just everything?
both, yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
And
it's
so
been helping so much. I've got like 8 new minutes because
Oh,
Interesting.
awesome.
yeah, it's great.
Hell yeah.
But
I
yeah.
have a
But listening to yourself blackout drunk it's the worst thing.
Is it
in
harder
the
than
world.
listening to yourself bomb?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I once,
Yeah.
not too long ago, a few months ago,
Uh-huh.
so I love ketamine. And I recorded
You said it like it's a
myself.
vitamin.
yeah.
I love
Well, I've been
ketamine.
doing. I
Ketamine.
was doing it
Gotta
before
try
people
it.
knew it was for therapy. Like I was doing it when it was. I was doing it 10 years
When it
ago
was
when
a
it was so
horse
you could
drug.
trip harder on acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
So I did like a selfie video, and I can't really, you can't write when you're on ketamine,
Mm-hmm.
but you have thoughts of like what you think would be a good bit.
Yeah.
So oh yeah, he's taking a shower. That won't pick up. Right? It'll be fine.
Nah, they got to cut
And
off.
cool. So I was like, I had some good shit in my head that I thought would be funny to write down, and I watched it the next day, and I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, just sitting here watching Bullet Train, and
Yeah.
you know, if you turn the ceiling fan on high, it's like you're on the train.
It's pretty good. Because there's no open windows on a bullet train.
I'm sorry, I zoned out when you did that impression.
Yeah, I don't. I have the video. I can show you.
Oh,
It's
God.
really bad.
So we all have those recordings on our
That's
phone.
the
That's good to
worst,
know
yeah.
that we all have the ones.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be brilliant.
We're seeing just like I haven't done cocaine in over a year, but seeing a picture of me on cocaine, that's the fucking worst.
Nose is red.
Yeah. Oh, I had like multiple pictures of me on Halloween with like a bunch of different people, and there's just a big like chunk of cocaine.
Really? Just a coke rock, just right there.
Yeah. And I was like, God, I gotta cut that out.
Yeah.
It is funny. It'll be like 102 outside, and you're like flushed white with a red nose, and you look like it's 12 degrees,
Right.
and you're fighting a cold.
It's like, no, I'm
That
just
is
on
what you
a
look
lot
like.
of coke.
Yeah.
I don't even. I hate cocaine now.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
Well, it's really just I only craved it when I was drunk.
Of course, that's yeah.
Because you don't want to be so
Why would you
drunk.
ever do cocaine by itself?
See,
That's crazy.
people that do coke sober, which I know a couple.
I know
you're
a
an
couple,
insane
too.
person.
Yeah.
You're a psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't
feel like
get
that's a
that.
fast track to ruin other things that might excite you without drugs.
If I'm doing coke now, it's me drunk at sidebar playing pool, and some guy goes, "Want to do a bump?"
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
offered a lot of coke at Sidebar.
Yeah.
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 It's their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of what
I got offered coke by like a this goth girl with fucked up teeth, and I was like, sure, it was great coke.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
really? Nice.
Teeth
Well,
melting.
that was a nice treat, though.
That's my penis. One time I was taking a piss at Sidebar, and I heard someone come in to the restroom. It's like a
Get outta
one-person restroom, you know?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And I was like, I'm in it. And he was like, just doing cool guy things. And I was like, all right. I was like, I don't mind, man. Just, you know. And he's like standing right on my neck. basically. It's a small bathroom. And I go, he's like, and even if you did care, I'm the owner of this place, so it's not like it would matter. And I was just
wow.
like, all right. He's like, you want any? I was like, no, I'm good.
That's crazy.
Should have probably tried
That's
it.
so funny if he was lying though.
Right? Everyone has sidebars
Yeah, he's
and
just
owner.
jacked. He's just high on cocaine. He's like, yeah, I actually own the place.
Anyone you get into a fight with, I own this fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick has a great story of one time he was parking at that parking lot near Creek, and this homeless guy with a fake vest.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
he
No
came up
way.
to him and he was like, "Hey, you gotta pay to park here." And he goes, "My dad owns this parking lot."
Yeah, that's the same dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the homeless guy like ran off.
Oh, no. Patrick said
yeah.
that.
Patrick was
So-
like, "My father owns this parking lot."
Dude,
Very
that guy that's his like that's his what do you call it? Like
Shtick.
that's like his thing that he
It's not a
does.
job. It's just stick.
And so I get out and the dude goes, "It's $20," and I go, "You do not fucking you don't work here.
Uh-huh.
I don't
Yeah.
need any of this." Bill. Dude, fucking stop.
Picks up his heaviest bone.
Seriously. Fucking lay down. So I tell the guy, he goes, $20, and I go, "I'm not giving you any money." And he goes,
Uh-huh.
"If you don't give me any money, I'm calling the toad company." And I'm like, "You don't have a phone. You do not have a phone." And I go, here's $2.
Uh-huh.
And I gave him $2 and he fucked off.
Yeah.
No.
One time a lady did that to me while I was on a bunch of mushrooms. And I was like walking into Creek and she was like, "Hey. And I was like, "Wait, what?" She went, "Yeah, you don't ever walk away from me." And I was like,
Oh.
"What?" And I went, "I'm sorry." Like just so on mushroom, just, "I'm sorry."
Sorry.
And I was with Holly Johnson and she was like, "We gotta go." And then she was like, "You have to pay me to park here." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah.
Stay right here. I'm literally going to get cash. I'll be right back." And then I just left and never came back.
And she's still standing there to this day.
Yeah. But she was like, "Yeah, you don't ever fucking walk away." I swear she was about
They
to
made a
fight
statue
me.
of that lady, actually. right there.
Holly's New Hampshire too.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
A lot
She's
of y'all.
more,
Yeah, Massachusetts all day, baby.
Yeah, she's more.
I'm from Boston.
Massachusetts.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, Jesse Burlingame.
No, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
Jesse and Paul are
Yeah.
Worcester.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds like an insult.
I'm more from Boston
Yeah.
than either of them.
Right.
And I actually, the guy showering
I
right
forgot
now.
I forgot you were.
It's because he talks like he was born and raised in Arkansas. Though.
Yeah.
What happened to you in Arkansas? You get a head injury there or something? Started talking like the
When did you
locals?
start comedy?
2018
Where?
in Boston.
In Boston?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the guy that's showering in my shower right now, that's
Oh,
Alan
okay.
Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And he's a fucking killer.
Uh-huh.
And he was my first favorite comedian when I started comedy in Boston.
Okay.
And so when I started, he was probably 6 or 7 years in.
Okay.
And then recently he put out a special. Can you look up Alan Fitzgerald's special on YouTube? It's so good. He's literally was my first favorite comedian, and he's always been he was one of the nicest people that I first met. Mm-hmm. And he does
Owen
a very
was telling me
very
that
funny.
he was coming, but I don't think I ever met him at Strange Brew.
Yeah, he does a very funny podcast with Sham Subramanian. You know Sham?
No, I never met him out there. I met him
Sham's the
briefly.
Indian fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I met him
so
in
that's
passing.
Alan right there.
Yeah.
Straight for pay. What a great name for a
Yeah.
special.
Yeah, Sean,
So good.
Owen Gallivan. We're all
You're-
like,
y'all are making me
yeah.
realize, I'm like, holy shit. And
Yeah.
what's funny to me is, like, as a Cowboys fan, a guy from Texas, just like football season starts back up,
Yeah.
I start looking for my boys. Never been a problem until I moved here. And then now it's like,
Yeah.
I realize, like, oh, I might be the only one of, like, the few
Yeah.
only guys from Texas. Like,
Uh-huh.
me, John, Tony, but he, like, technically lived in
Yeah.
Germany during his childhood. Liz is from, we
Yeah.
consider and drop names all day, but
No,
CJ's from Louisiana. It's like,
wow.
there's
Yeah.
not many Texans in Austin anymore.
Miles.
Miles is an Austin guy. Yeah.
Dude, I just set up. I'm going to New Orleans next month for my friend's wedding, and I got 3 shows lined up while I'm out there.
That rules.
Nice,
I want to
dude.
go to New Orleans so bad.
Have you never? You've never been?
Never been.
So this will be my 7th time.
Uh-huh.
I used to go every year for my birthday.
Oh, that rules.
I love New Orleans.
Yeah.
New
I
Orleans is
just-
one of the coolest
Yeah.
fucking places. I've never been anywhere as much as I've been in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
San Diego also. I love San Diego, but
You can't really. You're right. Good food. Unique food on top of that, you're not going to get New Orleans food anywhere else but New
So
Orleans.
good.
Like
It's
Austin
so
food's
good.
barbecue. You can
What's
get barbecue
New
all
Orleans
over.
food?
Gumbo.
It's
It's
like
Cajun.
Cajun.
Oh, gumbo.
Yeah.
Right.
French pastries like a motherfucker, and then
Ooh.
Bourbon Street French Quarter.
Dude, and
So-
I'm
Can't beat that.
such a
actually
little
don't-
sucker for jazz.
yeah,
Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
that whole American Horror Story Coven.
was a good.
Oh, that was
vibe
one of the
going
first
on.
seasons.
I would love
That was like
that.
the third season.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ended like shit. Great season though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
Remember
Yeah.
when Precious was
But
like fingering herself to the demon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fucking
Nice.
disturbing.
I blocked that one out.
Image.
Thank God.
It's like,
Her name's what's her real? I called her Precious, but isn't that she's the fat black lady?
yeah, Precious.
What's her
yeah,
real
she's
name?
She played Precious.
Yeah,
didn't
but
she?
Sydney, good morning.
Sydney
Don't
Gabor.
make up stuff, Rylan.
It's
He's got
You
it
know,
pulled up
talk
right here.
about a
Gabori Sidibe.
That
dude. She
seems
won
like a
everything
mean-
for Precious.
That seems mean. Like, what's your name? Globorg?
Globborg.
Glorb?
How, that,
Glorb?
now, listen, this might be controversial, but that sounds like a legit African name.
Oh, right.
And here's my thing.
Oh, okay. I'm
How
being
is she
racist.
fat?
What?
Because Africans are notoriously not fed well. No?
I think she's
Nothing
from like
on that?
Chicago. I don't know what to say.
She's 41?
Yeah, when she did Precious, she won like every single award there was to win that year. And I think
We're
she
gonna
was
ignore
only
that,
like-
right?
I might
Yeah.
have sharded
I
a
don't
little
know. I'm
bit.
trying to
We're
barrel
gonna
through.
ignore it.
Let's see. Precious was 2009, so that's
Yeah.
15
I've never
years
seen
ago.
Precious. Is that a good
It's a-
movie?
I've
It's
never.
like-
It seems like a shit film.
It's one thing you watch. Yeah. It's a movie about hardship.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not fun.
I'm not watching that.
You ever seen Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah.
It's like you watch it once and you're like, I don't need to watch that again. That was sad.
Right. A movie that just fucks you up. Right.
Why? Not because she's black or anything. It just doesn't look like a good movie.
I thought Precious was a porno for the longest time.
I thought it was about the ring. My precious.
Precious Radio double feature.
Man, I do have to poop.
Yeah.
We go in there and get a
Speaking
hot
of
steamy one
Precious.
done. The real bidet's on right now.
What
The
are we
shower.
looking at on time? We're at an hour. Cool. Do you guys want to do plugs and we'll wrap this up?
Yeah.
Or do
Absolutely.
you have any other fun stories?
That's a lot of
Sorry,
pressure.
I put you on the spot right there.
Yeah.
Let me think. Precious racism. Mason just shit his pants.
No, I'm always very insecure that I don't have good stories.
No, I loved every story you told.
Cool. I feel like I do have good stories, but I just feel like God, I fucking wasted my youth not getting arrested all the time.
No, trust me. It's
Still have the rest.
It's actually not
so
good.
true.
You know. Oh, by the way, you know what's funny? So when you get when you're in your youth and you get all these all the arrests that I had and
Yeah.
the fines, you go on a payment plan, which you just do the minimum.
Right.
So the minimum is $25, but there's a $5 service fee, so you're paying $30, and that $5 extra doesn't go towards the fine. So I literally was paying on my fines for well over a decade
Wow.
to pay those off. The only thing that made me pay in full when I was in drug court was restitution. I had to pay because I broke into this car and I stole this guy's credit cards or his wallet.
Why?
And then I went and bought like new shoes,
Nice.
some workout protein.
You're like, I'm going to turn around
wow.
after this one.
and then so
Turn
this is,
things around.
you'll get a kick out of this. So he had a
so funny because I would need that.
so do you know what car hopping is?
Yeah.
You just checking doors,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So we would go to rich neighborhoods because they don't lock their doors for the most part. And we stole a checkbook out of one of the cars. And so this was my final arrest. This is funny.
Yeah.
So we go to the Walmart and my buddy's got a broken ankle. So he's in a Rascal. He's on like a, the scooters they provide. So he's on that. And then me and my other buddy are normal. and we go and we each get a flat screen TV. We all got a 32-inch flat screen TV, and I took an Xbox, and he took a PS. At the time, it would have been PS3. And we go to the checkout. It's like 2 a.m. We are in the middle of the Pepsi challenge, which is where.
Middle of Pepsi.
Trailer park Saturday night.
It's 2 a.m.
This is probably a Tuesday.
Went to go.
Time was of no concept then.
Oh no, yeah, we had school the next morning, and we weren't going to go to that either.
So
Fuck is a Pepsi challenge?
You lost me too.
So the Pepsi challenge is where you smoke a bunch of meth, and then
Where's the Pepsi coming? Where's the Does Pepsi know about this challenge?
and then you eat a handful of Xanax,
You were just gonna do
Eat a handful of Xanax.
and you see what happens.
I'm so happy I did not know Younger Mason. If that's your real name.
I thought you were just gonna like Edward Scissorhands or Edward 40
Did you
Hands.
say inward scissor hands? Just racist Edward Scissorhands. It's inward scissor hands.
That's so funny.
Smoke a bunch of meth, take a handful of Xanax, and see what
happens.
happens.
So that's the Pepsi challenge.
Why is it called the Pepsi challenge?
And what is the Coke challenge?
And honestly, I don't know.
Sounds
It's
like a
just
Mountain
what-
Dew
It's just
affair.
what we would say.
That's
This is
so
Pepsi
funny.
challenge. So there we were in the midst of the Pepsi challenge.
Uh-huh.
And we
Neither here nor there.
by the way, while we were laughing, I farted like 6 times.
I smell it.
Yeah.
I'm on
I
beer.
think I might have farted.
I don't.
I'm on beer 3.
Like
I
I
can't
said.
even tell it from my own anymore.
It stinks.
Yeah.
Is that me or you? Or Bill?
I don't know, man.
So, all right, Pepsi
Babe.
challenge, friends on the rask. Okay. So so I get an Xbox.
Backtrack. I can't believe you remember this.
I get an
Yeah.
Xbox. My buddy gets a PS3, and then we all got flat screens.
Small flat screens.
32 inch. Yeah.
80.
And so we go to the checkout. It's like 2 a.m.
Uh-huh.
And the lady, so we pre-wrote the check for $1,800.
Uh-huh.
We just like kind of did quick math,
Yeah.
added it up in our heads, and wrote it $1,800. Signed it. I think if I remember the guy's name was Eric.
Signed it, Senor Pepsi.
Crazy.
Pepsi Cola. And we get to the checkout, and the lady. So I would later find out what really happened, but in the moment, I thought she said, "I'm going to go get you change."
Uh-huh.
But everything had been beeped. We already had everything unmagnetized and beeped,
Yeah.
so that you could walk out with it.
Yeah.
So she goes. I thought she was checking or getting us change,
Uh-huh.
but what she was actually doing was definitely calling the cops.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh,
but-
this is a red flag
So
for her?
I looked at my buddies and I looked at my friends and I just looked at my buddies and I went, "You guys don't want change, right? Let's just go." And he's like, "Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here." So we walk out with everything.
Uh-huh.
Like it worked. We
It's
just
like the way of the drunken
Wow.
master. It's like you're like, we don't need change, and like you're like actually evading arrest for another time, just being furthermore like absent-minded.
so and by the way, callback, I had a breathalyzer in my truck. So we get in the truck, we got everything in there.
Yeah, but Xanax and meth don't blow.
yeah.
And dude, and I did, yeah, exactly, dude. We used to blow weed. We used to
Holy
blow.
shit.
We would blow weed smoke into the breathalyzer for fun,
Yeah.
just because it was like, ha ha, we still smoking.
Oh,
You have to
man.
hum when you blow, and so, So I'm in the truck,
funny.
and I look over,
Amazing.
and I see my buddy on the Rascal, full throttle, just start the truck, start the truck, they're coming, and I'm like, oh no. And it fucking starts,
Yeah.
and we get his crippled ass in the truck, and we leave. We made it. The heist was successful, and about 2 weeks went by, and I get pulled. So I was out with my one friend with the broken ankle, and I passed out. We were on a dirt road, and I passed out in my truck, and I wake up to him pounding on the window, and I'm like, oh. And I roll the window down, and he punched me in the face and just bloodied my nose. Like, he just punched. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he goes, the cops are coming, run.
Wait,
And I was like, what? And there's a hay bale behind him on fire. Like and later,
You get up to like 1,200 degrees, by the way, when you light a hay bale on fire.
And later,
it feels like this story was made up by AI.
I know, right?
so later, I find out.
It's a Dirks Bentley song. What's happening right now?
Burps Bentley, dude. And so,
Cheers.
So-
to that. Dirks burps.
So later, come to find out, he lit that hay bale on fire because this was before lights on your
No
phone.
way.
He lit that hay bale on fire so he could see to find his pills that he dropped. I swear to God.
He doesn't know that they get like they'll melt they melt trailers when they catch on fire.
Well, this one was a big one. It was a 6 foot
crazy.
fucking just on fire.
Wait, why'd he punch you?
He said it was for my own good.
What?
I want to meet this guy.
He said it was so I would wake up because I was passed out.
Okay.
And so I leave, so because cops are coming apparently.
I thought
and he gets in another car. He didn't even get in my car. He got in
Okay.
some other car and he left. So now I'm alone with a bloody nose. And I'm barefoot. I had stepped in mud earlier. And so I drive to meet my friend and he to give him some Xanax that I had. And so then I go to Taco Bell, and then I was living at Grandma's house at the time because when you smoke meth and do Xanax, you live at Grandma's house.
You live at Grandma's house.
Yeah.
She don't
And
mind.
it's the only ones that'll still, because
As long
everyone
as
else
you're
is like,
bringing
get the
home-
fuck out of here.
As long as you're bringing home flat
I
screens
used
and
to,
Xboxes.
Yeah, I used to steal her change. I feel bad about it now, but so
Is she still with us?
so I'm all yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and she's got a boyfriend, which is weird.
Nice.
They're both old as shit, but so I think they just want companionship. So I'm on my way.
I like how you took time to dissect that in the middle of the story. You had to like emotionally process it a little bit.
Nana gets lonely.
I guess it's like a companion.
Every once in a while, Nana needs a cuddle.
Yeah, they don't even sleep in it. They have separate rooms, and so I think she
Old
has like her
love.
own little. He's rich, and she lives in like the
Okay.
apartment in the
Oh,
basement.
she a gold digger.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean,
That's why
I
she
get
had you.
she's an
living
old
there.
digger.
Old digger.
Digger, please.
Well, she's living.
I said digger. I said digger. All right. So
Bleep
we'll
it.
cut that. So no, but for real. So I'm on my way to Grandma's house, and I had a couple of video games that I was planning on playing on the new Xbox. No, the Xbox was in my truck. Yeah, because I didn't have it when I got out of jail. So I get pulled over, and all of a sudden I'm pulled over, but the cop wouldn't get out of the car. So I'm just sitting in my truck like, what the fuck? This is weird. This has got to be bad. And all of a sudden, like 7 cop cars show up.
Really?
They swarm my truck, and they draw their guns, and they're like, get out of the truck. And I
Because
just
you were Jesus last week.
no, well that was years later.
Okay, good deal.
Oh, you
So-
said this was your last arrest.
Oh yeah, well the last bad one.
Okay.
So
I didn't know they could be good. Usually when they take away your freedom, you fucked up.
so I just remember I leaned out of the truck and I went, I got a bad back. I'm not gonna run. Please don't beat me up.
Asking for sympathy from the devil.
So I get, they're like, you just get out of the truck. So I get out, and they search the truck and this and that, and they find the stolen items and stuff. Come to find out, so I'm standing there, I'm barefoot and no handcuffs on, and all of a sudden, like the sergeant or whatever was like, why is he not in handcuffs? Put him in handcuffs. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. And the officer was like, it's all right, man. Just let me handcuff you real quick. We'll take care of you. And I'm like, hell yeah, white privilege. And so they take me to jail, and they never searched me. They just didn't search me.
You got drugs on you?
So
you had
get
drugs on you?
So get this.
You-
I'm in the interrogation
You had a little
room.
bit of drugs on you?
I had 9. I'll never forget
You had the
this.
Pepsi challenge on
I
you?
was in the midst of it. Yeah.
I was in the midst of it.
The
We were just about to try Coca-Cola. This guy
Dude.
pulled me over.
So I'm in the interrogation room, and I will never forget this. I had 9 Xanax bars left,
Nice.
and I asked the detective for a glass of water,
Uh-huh.
and he brought me one.
No, you did
and
not.
I took them. I swear to God,
It's a good way to
took
get
them
your
all,
sentence done.
And I woke up 3 days later and found out that I told them myself and both my friends.
Why
Snitched.
didn't you just go
I
to the
told
bathroom?
them stuff that they didn't even know about.
Why didn't you just ask to go to the bathroom?
There was
you
no-
should
there's
have. Why
no
did you not
bathroom.
flush the Xanax down the toilet?
Well, I flushed them down my mouth.
That's
I knew I was going to be there for a
crazy.
while.
You should have taken one.
No, you know, because if you get caught with them, that's bringing
I also
drugs into a
forgot.
facility.
Right. I also forgot you weren't taking
Right.
you weren't making the best
How
decisions
do you
at this
not
time.
overdose on 9 bars of...
Tolerance.
I mean, I had
Yeah.
been. I used to start my day with 4.
bars.
Yeah,
20 dose or
the real bars.
yeah,
Yeah,
5
yeah.
bars.
yeah,
So 20
That's
doses.
crazy.
Jesus.
yeah. And then
And you don't do benzos anymore.
no,
So
I
how
hate
was?
it.
Uh-huh.
But they can kill you coming off of them.
I
Well, I
love
came.
Xanax.
I detoxed
They're fun.
in jail.
Yeah.
In
Well, not
jail.
fun, but they're good.
You do forget everything.
Yeah, they
though.
call them burglar bars.
I
'cause
used
you
to
just
take
steal
this
shit.
drug called flubromazolin, I think it was called. It was like Xanax, but in tab form, like acid.
Huh.
So you take Xanax
Interesting.
like acid,
So it hit fast.
and then you would just forget your whole day.
Oh yeah, and you'd
Yeah.
have stuff that you stole.
yeah.
Yeah, you would just we would steal from
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other, and then the next day we would apologize and give each other our stuff back.
Yeah.
So come to find out though,
what the fuck?
so I eventually it got brought to my knowledge that there was an APB out for my truck because in the midst of the Pepsi challenge, my buddy had pulled a knife on the Burger King lady.
Wait,
Because-
what Burger King? Wait,
So I forgot. I didn't even remember this happened.
Okay.
And he thought that the Burger King lady stole his phone, and so he pulled a knife on her.
I can't. This is crazy how much you terrorized a small town for 24 hours with your friends.
But
From the Walmart to the Burger,
Yeah.
y'all terrorized
Yeah.
them. Kids at the high school were talking about this shit. They're like, you know what's going on right now? There's like terrorists in town. It's like that's an amount like city resources wise. The city's like 5 figures deep in your ass right now, trying to get you you in.
The only shocking part is that it's a Burger King and not a Sonic.
Right.
well, you can't go inside Sonic.
You didn't steal roller
Right.
skates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's small town shit, Sonic.
Not
Yeah.
recommended. Well, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good story. That's a great story. I honestly say get rid of all the rest of the podcast. keep that story.
What a story, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, man, next time I'll tell you about us running over the dude with the car.
Next
I've actually
time.
hit 2 people with a car.
Really?
Yeah.
And
You want to? Should I tell this?
I mean,
I'll tell you the quick one. So the second one, I was in Boston.
Second one, I was only going 35. Mason, I think if we gave this to a district attorney anywhere in the United States, this podcast, you'd be arrested tomorrow.
So the quick one, so he was all right, we were in Boston, and I was driving my wife's ex-wife's friend's car, and there was a dude outside of this bar just talking on his phone, and I kind of just didn't think about it, and I just backed up and I hit him with the side of the car, and he broke the mirror off the car. And I'll never forget, I rolled the window down and I went, dude, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And he went, you motherfucker. You fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. And he just started kicking the car. And I looked over and my ex-wife, Carrie, just went, just go. And I threw it in drive and we just took off. Dude.
She's cool. She's cool.
Yeah.
That's a ride or die, literally.
Yeah, she goes, just go. And yeah, that guy was like, you piece of fucking shit.
Oh, man.
The other guy, he was on a bicycle and he broke his hand.
Jesus. Yeah, it's vehicular assault.
Yeah. Well, let's do plugs.
Vehicular.
Yeah.
Huh?
Plugs.
Oh, plugs.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You want me to? You can find me. Wait, when is this coming out?
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
What
date
not,
is
not
that?
tomorrow. Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
Okay, my Instagram is adult kiddo, and then I'm headlining Velveeta Room
Sick.
on October 18th and 19th.
Hell yeah. Congrats.
2 shows, bitch. And
Hell
then
yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm Phillip Garcia, comedy, 2 L's and Phillip on everything. Today I'm the co-host of the High Noon podcast.
No, you're the new host.
Yeah.
Nicholas is fired until
he's
his
gone.
baby fucking gets out of the way.
Right.
You're in charge.
But usually I'm
Phrase it that way.
Yeah, it's
Let's
going to
get
take
rid of
18
that
years. For the
thing.
next 18 years, I'll be here, but you can also find me on the Works Every Time podcast as their mediator. So, yeah.
Oh, and also check out What the Fuck is Happening.
That's going
Or
on,
wait,
too. What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram. You'll
Hell
find
yeah.
that there, yeah.
Oh, I should have asked you about Buffet Girl. We'll do it again because you're the new host.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll
Good
do it
to-
again. Yeah, Nicholas is out. You're in.
Yeah.
And also, please subscribe to the YouTube, The High Noon Podcast. And I will be in Boston December 12th featuring for Casey Rocket. So
Nice.
get
Hell
your
yeah.
tickets for that. And shout out.